I am Deepthi Santosh from St. Thomas College, Bhilai, faculty from Education Department. Today I am going to deal with the topic Human Resource Development, which is a topic of B.Ed second SEM in Sociological Perspectives of Education. So today let us start with Human Resource Development. It is otherwise called as HRD. Human Resource Development in short is also called as HRD. Okay, so this human resource development in short means investment in human capital. So what does this in short means? Investment in what? Human capital. It is in short means investment in human capital. So what is this human capital? Human capital means people. These people act as a capital asset and they may yield some economic benefits. That is why they are called as human capital. So this human capital, what is this? Who are they? People. Why human capital are people? Because they may actually act as a capital asset. How? Because they yield some economic benefits by contributing themselves or giving good productions, or to be more very much quite resourceful this way. Say they give some economic benefits to the country, or they give some benefits to the people or surroundings or to the nation as a whole. So that is why they are called as human capital, or because they act as a capital asset. So an improvement in mental capability, skills and also physical capacity of the people may increase this human capital. So this human capital, as they act as a human capital asset, they need to be improved. So how? Or they need to be increased. How? By improvement in mental ability, then improvement in skill, then improvement in your physical capacity. So all these three should improve human resource development. How? Because they act as human capital. If these three aspects of an individual are improved or improvised, then what happens? They act as a human capital, and when they that is capital asset. So that will help in human resource development. So to improve them, what kind of things we have to do? We need to put some expenditure or some investment in these human capital. Okay, so and when you put this expenditure or investment in them, then naturally you are trying your level best to improve them. Okay, and when they improve, they will add benefits to the nation. So two types of expenditure can be called as investment in human capital. What are they? Two types of expenditure which are called as investment to the human capital. The first expenditure is expenditure on education. Two types of expenditure. The first is expenditure on education. And what kind of education? Education, general education, at the same time technical education. So if we put some investment in education, then naturally human resources will go up, or you are improvising your human capital. And the next expenditure is expenditure on the provision of health care services. On health care, provision of health care services. Health care services like medicines, hospitals, etc. All these things, if you provide them properly, you will make them fit. You can make the people fit and fine. So this way they will contribute to the nation in a better way. So the basic objective behind development of human resource is increase the productivity. No, productivity, and how this productivity can be, when you improvise through education and healthcare, productivity will naturally increase. Okay, so productivity, how you can increase this productivity? By imparting, mainly by imparting education, that is either general education or technical education, okay, or non-technical, technical or non-technical, whatever it is. So you might have heard of Macaulay also. Macaulay under the British regime, you might have come to know that he introduced a system of education which produced only clerks. Is that a good type of education? Not at all, isn't it? So during the British regime, Macaulay introduced a system of education which produced only clerks, and that didn't give much contribution. The people couldn't contribute well in the economics or the development function of a country. So for proper development of a country, we need to thoroughly change the structure and system of education in our country. That is very much essential. So either we have to change the structure and system of the country by putting on more education. So the structure and the system of education should be changed. When the change comes, then naturally people are going to act as a good resource. Okay, so education is human resource development. Education is actually human resource development, or human resource development is education. Why? Because function of education and function of human HRD or human resource development are same. Function and values of human resource development and function on values of HRD, both are same, both are one and the same. So human resources is an important asset of any country. See, countries are known not only by their physical resources but also by their human resources. You can take the example of China. You might have seen physically, if you count, see physical resource, I will say there is a lot of population in that country, isn't it? Most populous country. China is known as the most populous country in the country. But do you find China as underdeveloped? It is far developed, isn't it? How the people, though the population is high, China has actually taken those people as a resource, and they are working on those people, and they're making as a very good resources, and they are contributing for the economic development of the country. So that is the best example. So countries are known not only by their physical resources but also by their human resources. They contribute greatly to the economic and overall development of the nation. So this makes the country to develop or not to develop. So resources, human resource decides whether the country is actually developed or underdeveloped. Okay, so before moving on, let me try to make this clear also. When do you call human a resource? Are all human beings a resource? No, everybody cannot be called as a resource. So all people cannot be called as a human resource, but those who are working for the country, those who are giving a very good contribution, they are called as they are giving advantages to the nation. So they can be called as human resource. But I think you must also know who coined this word human resource development. This word human resource development was coined by John R. Commons. John R. Commons. This word was coined by John R. Commons, who was an American institutional economist, and he first coined this term human resource in his book The Distribution of Wealth, published in 1893. So human resource development is a process of change. You need to change. Change is very much essential. Change matters a lot, isn't it? When there is a change, that means it shows there is development, there is improvement, there is growth, isn't it? So human resource development is a process of change in attitude, process of change in developing skills and knowledge, and process of change in behavior of human beings. So where all you need to change? Process of change in attitude, then skills and knowledge, then process of change in behavior of the people. So these things are very much essential to develop in human resource development, isn't it? So it is a continuous process and has a various stages in human growth. So human resource only can make all other resources, including men, productive. Okay, this human resources only can make other resources also productive. Hence, HRD or human resource development is a root cause of development of an organization and even a country. Okay, so human resource development is actually the root cause, because this can make other resources also more developed. So in HRD, what quantity of population is not only important, but what quality of people is also important. So quantity we have talked about, isn't it? If there is a good number of population, we can turn them as a resource, but more than that, we must turn them into qualitative population, isn't it? So we need to give good education to them. So what quantity of people is not only important in human resource development, but what quality matters more than quantity. Quality of the human beings matters a lot. So function of human resource development is the provision of human capabilities, isn't it? So you should make the people more capable. And then how human capabilities can be improved or developed, or how HRD can be improved or developed? By three aspects. What are the three aspects of improving this HRD? Three aspects of improving this HRD is, first is body and mind, so that he is capable of doing development of this body and mind, so that he can be capable of doing any work. Development of body and mind. He will be fit and fine or sound by body and mind. The next is intellectual development. Intellectual development. See, in our country, we have lot of intellectually genius people. Brain drain is happening. They are going out and giving their contribution outside. Rather, we should promote them in our country only. We Indians are very genius actually. So intellectual development, that such kind of people may contribute a lot as a human resource. So intellectual development means memory development, reasoning ability, creative thinking, logical thinking, problem solving attitude, all these things. And the third aspect is personality and social development. That is also very much essential, which relates to dealing with the emotions, behavior with others. These are very much essential when you have to live with those people around with you. I mean, when you are living in a society, emotional and social development or personality development is very, very essential. It means you need to live with adjustments and sacrifices and cooperations and all those things, isn't it? So educational institutions have been playing a crucial role in HRD. No doubt, the family is the first institution on which human development depends. But educational institution give some systematic education to these human beings and set direction to the nation to grow, isn't it? So education institution give a proper training, a proper grooming to the resources of the children whom you are, and they will make them ready for the contribute to the nation. So it is the education and educational institutions which make the country developed or underdeveloped. So India's destiny is now being shaped within the classroom, is rightly said. So it is the first lines of Kothari Commission on Education in 1966. India's destiny is shaped within the classroom. So that is the first line in the Kothari Commission, Education Commission 1960. That is true. Because you are giving education means you are shaping their destiny and shaping otherwise you can say shaping your nation. So education has been and will be the cause of change and development of the society. So this way I complete this topic, human resource development. Thank you.